There are quite a few issues that come with creating factual programming. These come in different styles, such as following codes and conventions as well as working to specific formats. Some issues that can be troublesome are being biased, making sure that you are representing people in the correct way, making sure that you are not invading people's privacy, and possibly making sure that you do not void contracts. One of the other problems that you may have to worry about is the accuracy of information. This is asking how reliable the information that you are stating might be. In some factual programs, such as Kony 2012, there is information given, but there won't be any source credited. As an example, in Kony 2012, the presenter, Jason Russell, says that Kony has been taking children for 26 years. It never says where he got this information, yet we assume it is true because he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. This can be a problem with factual programming, as you might not be given the accurate information. There are also issues such as balance of information. This is about getting the same amount of information from different views of a side of a topic. An example of this would be the Leaders' Debate Live from 2015. This was when 7 political party leaders are asked questions by a panel, and they get to give their views about certain issues. It is important to try and get a balance of information when working on factual programming to make sure that different sides get their say across. You then have issues such as impartiality, objectivity, and subjectivity. Subjectivity is whether you only listen to one side of the story, whereas objectivity would be listening to multiple sides of the argument. These different styles are expressed through the types of people that the filmmaker interviews. In the documentary Grizzly Man, the director Werner Herzog interviews people who had at some point interacted with Timothy Treadwell. These people being the helicopter pilot who he hired, friends, and even the person who examined his remains in the morgue. By interviewing these people, he had created impartial interviews, as they had the right to speak about the subject matter compared to other people. There are 6 different formats that documentaries can follow. There is expository, observational, interactive, reflexive, performative, and poetic. The documentary Grizzly Man uses a mixture of these different formats. In the opening sequence, it talks about the fact that Timothy Treadwell had been working with bears for 13 years. This is expositional, as the audience have learned something. News programs use different codes and conventions, such as actuality footage and specific report structures. For example of other codes and conventions, they have specific people to read news stories, and these people are called newsreaders or news anchors. These people will usually tell the news from behind a desk in a studio. They can then link to field reporters who might be on the scene of a big news story, and will most likely interview eyewitnesses or experts on the scene. The newsreaders in the studio will talk about a story as they link to, say, a weatherman or sports correspondent. At the end or the beginning, the anchor will address the audience and say who they have been and will thank them for watching.